What's up everybody, it's Victon here with a guide on the absolute best way to AFK your way to a Headhunter or Mageblood or whatever chase item you're looking for, all the while leveling up to 100 in the meantime. Once you set this strat up right, which is exactly what we're going to do in this video, show you in detail how to do it, you can literally not be at your computer while you grind levels and divines. My personal fave is just to throw on some Netflix and completely zone out while grinding. Yes, this absolutely sounds like a bait, but it is most certainly not, with a good number of people already doing it. But what I think a lot of people don't do is use this strat to its fullest potential, and that's what we're going to be doing in this video. The goal here is to keep this video relatively short but jam-packed with knowledge, so you know the complete in and outs of this strat. We're going to talk about the strat itself and how to join these XP farming groups and what to look for when joining these groups, how to set up your character to best farm XP and Gem XP, Gem XP being the way that we're going to make 90% of the currency, which is what actually most people don't do when they grind out the levels using this strat. They're literally missing out on so much currency for basically free. Also, as normal, I've got all the trade links for you guys for the gear to make it as easy as possible to get in and start grinding. Also cover how to pick which gems to level up to make the most amount of profit, so no matter what the economy is doing, now or in the future, you're going to be able to make a ton of currency. Now, before we get started, if this video or any of my other content helps you out in any way, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does mean a lot and it helps me out a ton. I also have a Patreon where you can support the channel if you really want to and get some extra juicy benefits in there, like build reviews, as well as an open community Discord. We have a ton of helpful people in there, so check those out if you're interested. Those are going to be linked in the description below. So yeah, let's jump right into this strategy. So the basics of this strat are: you're running 5-way maps in a party and getting carried by an uber DPSer. You can actually do this from about day 4 of the league and onward, and it only gets cheaper as it goes throughout the league. If you set your character up right, you're literally never going to die, and we don't want to waste any XP for yourself or for your gems. And some stats for you guys. As for levels, it took me around 24 runs to go from level 90 to 100. You can actually start these around level 70. And going from 70 to 90, 95, somewhere in there, it only takes a couple runs, so that's pretty nice as well. You can get this done early. For Gem XP, you're looking at 9 to 10 runs, 9 to probably actually 11 runs, depending on the person that's running you, to level up an Awakened Gem from level 1 to 5, which is where you can make the most currency. But there's actually a free option for buying gems, which we're going to do, and we're going to buy level 1 or level 14 gems from your town vendors or from Lily in your hideout, and you can make them level 20 with 20% quality in about 4 to 5 runs, again depending on the person that's running you and how many mobs you're killing per run. For science, I did a mixture of both leveling the free gems and also paying for level 1 awakened gems, and got some interesting results. First off, the whole project cost me 19.85 divines, which is spread out over the whole period. You actually can start this much cheaper. You can start by doing this around 2 divines and then just build up your currency as you go and purchase more runs as you make more money. So don't think that even though it cost me almost 20 divines to do it, that's just the whole project. You can, like I said, start at around 2 divines and be totally fine. And that's including literally everything: the cost of the run, the awakened gems, purchasing the leveling gear itself, the GCPs, the Vol Orbs, all that stuff. With that investment, I made a return profit of 14 divines and went from level 90 to level 100 in about 2 hours of running these. There was some prep time, so I'd say it's a little over 2 hours or so is what it took me for the whole process. And that profit is getting incredibly unlucky with my awakened gems. You can be making even more than that. I leveled up 20 awakened gems from level 1 to 5 and actually only had 1 turn into a level 6 gem, which is actually where the big profit comes from. I think on average, based off my testing in the past, I'd say probably we're closer to clearing about 17 divines profit after the first 2 hours, which is about 8.5 divines per hour or so. Already higher than most top tier strats out there, and you're literally just AFKing. It's great if you got some other stuff to do to catch up on, or you just don't really have time for PoE, but you kind of still want to play a little bit and grind out some currency. Yeah, well, how do you actually AFK this? Well, the 5-way map is actually pretty scary. There's some magma and poison balls that occasionally come over where your party is AFKing and explode, dealing massive damage. Luckily, all groups these days run a juiced up aura bot, so you're going to have big resists, armor, evasion, ES, all that goodness. And on top of all that, we're going to get as much life as we can on a full set of gear, which we're going to be purchasing specifically for this strat. along with keeping chaos resistance, regular resistance, and we're also going to be using all of our flasks where it is used when charges are full, so that's going to automate that process as well. The gear itself, like I said, is not too expensive either. I bought my full set for 120 chaos, and I probably overpaid for some of the items just because I was trying to get in and get out. I would say it's probably about 100 chaos on items if you're kind of going cheapskate and you still want to get all the stats. That is, of course, factored into the profit calculations that I mentioned earlier. And we're going to go over the exact gear here soon, as it is in the path of building that I have included in the description below. But with all of it equipped, you're basically immortal in these 5-way runs. You can walk away from your computer mid-run and be totally fine. With all that AFK XP, you're going to hit level 100 in no time, which is honestly the biggest upgrade out of this whole thing. Any build can make getting those extra skill points absolutely massive. 10 skill points is huge, and it's worth the 9 or so divines that you're going to pay in runs completely and many times over. You're also going to level up a ton of gems to 2020 or awaken level 5. You're going to sell them super easily for great profit. Like I said, yeah, that's kind of the high level overview of this strat, so let's dive deeper into each different part of it. First thing to do is that we're going to set up our tree with a little bit more life nodes than you normally would for your main POB or skill tree. Keep in mind that we are, of course, going to replace this once we are done with it, so we're going to use probably, I don't know, 15 to 20 regret orbs. That would be my suggestion to you guys to get specifically life. I'd aim for at least 5.5k life or above, just to be safe. I'm going to post a POB in the video description below, like I said, if you're interested in seeing how I built it on my Hierophant as an example. You're going to then need to pick up the gear, which I have made very easy for you guys by putting in every single trade link for every slot that you're going to have in Better POE Trading app. And if you don't know how to use this app, the first thing that you want to do is, of course, download it in the link below, and then you're going to go to the Hayspin link in the description of this video. We're going to copy and paste that link into a new browser. We're going to then go into that link, and we're going to copy the text inside of it, and then we're going to come back out into the Better POE Trading app extension on the POE Trading website. By clicking on Import, we're going to paste it right in there, and then you're done. And it shows all of the links for every single item. And don't forget to buy or roll your flasks as well. Those are incredibly important, and get all of them to have the use when charges reach full enchant as soon as possible. You're going to notice that we're basically getting as many sockets on our gear as possible, so open gem slots on rings and amulet, as well as using a bow and a quiver combo to get another 3 to 6 gems going at the same time with that Maloney's mechanism, which is 3 gem slots on a quiver. We're also going to get as many white sockets on gear as possible too. This helps us run different kind of jewels, so like if it's a strength, dex, int, doesn't matter, you can just slap it in there without the hassle of rearranging the build, which you don't want to do mid-run. It takes a little bit more time and it's less time to AFK. Bows are very easy to get white sockets on, and so are chess pieces. But for your other pieces, if you know ahead of time that you're going to be mostly leveling up for, say, blue gems or maybe green gems, then go ahead and get a dex int piece of gear. But if you know that you're going to be leveling up a bunch of red ones, they get an armored piece, right? So kind of keep that in mind when you're purchasing your gear. Once you've got your tree, gear, and flask set up, it's time to start buying gems. You can either go to any town to pick up a leveled up level 14 gem for a, usually like Transmute or Wisdom Skull, basically free, or you can actually get a level 1 from Lily, and she offers the most, in fact, all of the gems just from your hideout. Some classes are not able to buy certain gems in the axe, so it's important to know what gems your class can get. Yeah, you're going to start off with 36 gems and level them all the way up to level 20. Once you get them all to level 20, you're actually going to sell them all to a vendor, GCP to gems, and out is going to pop a ton of level 1 20% quality gems. So for example, if you have 20 level 20 gems, you're going to put in there 20 GCPs, and you're going to get all level 1 20% quality gems. You then do a couple more runs and bam, you have a ton of max level gems to sell that are 2020. Very, very good. If you remember from earlier, I said it takes about 2 to maybe 2.5 runs to get a level 1 gem all the way up to level 20 with 20% quality as well, and 10 full runs to get a level 1 awakened gem up to level 5. So be prepared to swap out your full set of level gems to a full new set of level 36 gems when they all level, so you're going to have those in your inventory ready to go to do that mid-run. If you're able to run 36 awakened gems, then you're literally able to be full AFK, basically very minimal clicking for 10 runs straight. And you're going to make mega currency selling those level 5 and 6 awakened gems. But of course, that does take a little bit more upfront currency to get going, so it totally is fine if you only have the level 1 free gems. You're going to still make a ton of currency. Just got to keep that in mind. You want to spend more, you're going to make more. The rich get richer, right? So with all this talk about gems, you might be wondering, how do I know which gem is best to level up and sell? Well, the answer is not that straightforward, because the market switches all the time. Builds become popular, builds become less popular all the time. But here is the one thing that you can do. You can utilize POE.Ninja to look up prices of gems by going down here to skill gems, and then we're going to click level 20, and then we're going to click quality 20. This is the best way to do it because we want to absolutely maximize the profit that we're going to make off of these, since only about, I don't know, 1 out of every 6, or maybe it's 1 out of every 8 on average gems, when you hit it with a Vol Orb, is going to corrupt and turn into a level 21 gem. Sure, some of those level 21 gems sell for a ton of currency, but some of them, if you have a bricked version, if it's say a 2020, it actually might only come out to a couple chaos, 2 to 5 chaos for a brick 2020. That's bad. When there's some gems out there that can sell their 2020 versions for like 20 to 30 chaos still. On top of that, still selling their 2120 versions for good monies. And also you can come over here and you can click this, and we're going to actually see alternate versions of gems, which are still good. You could use these two, as they do still make a lot of good money. They're kind of somewhere in between free gem leveling profit and that awakened gem leveling profit, but it's a lot more trading, and I personally just like being able to go to Lily in my hideout and purchase a ton of level 1 gems. It's super easy. So if you don't want to do those alternate quality gems and you just want to do the regular gems and see what those are selling for, we're going to go up here, and under type, we're going to click normal. I'm going to link this in the description below if you don't want to have to navigate to it. It's literally going to be in the description. Just click that, and there you go. You can check out all of the profit that you can make from there. And you're going to compare all these prices to their 2120 versions as well as that 2020 version. They have to both be good profit. Kind of keep that in mind, because I don't want you guys to get a gem that is selling for a ton as the 2120, but then like 1 chaos for the 2020 version. Very bad. And I'm going to link this in the description below, by the way, so click on that if you just want to get taken right to it and not have to mess with all this clicking here. And you're going to compare these prices to their 2120 versions, and we're going to see which ones make good profit for both versions. Same concept for the awakened gems as well. Alright, now that you've got all your gems in place, let's go ahead and get you into a party using the TFT Discord. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. You can join Global or Trade 820 or 1 channels, but TFT is significantly better for looking for these groups, because on TFT, you are very much most likely not going to get scammed, whereas there's no guarantee that you're not going to get scammed through global chat groups. So yeah, I personally suggest only using TFT for these 5-way groups. Okay, so once you're in the TFT Discord, we're going to go down to the channel that says, for example, in this league, Crucible Softcore Services, or whatever league you're in, and then we're going to click the channel that says 5-way hosting. We're going to click that one. One thing to note though is you might have to click on the 5-way channel that first makes you read some things, like some rules, and then at the bottom, you're going to click some emojis to be signed to that channel. Once you get into the channel, just a few tips to navigate this Discord. The best 5-way groups are the ones that mention something in their message about having guaranteed 10,000 plus kills. Some groups advertise going upwards of 10,800 kills, and those are the best groups that you can join. If you're in a group doing those really big kill runs, you're actually going to get your level 1 gems up to level 20 in under 2 runs. If you pick a cheaper 5-way host and you're only getting like 9,000 kills, it's actually usually going to take you about 2.5 runs on average to get those level 20 gems. Also know that you're going to be joining as an AFK or client. They use different things when they kind of post these messages, which just means that you don't have to do anything. You're just going to be in there, stand in a certain spot, and AFK. There's other roles like resetting, which is cheaper to run, but it's a lot more work, and we actually can't do that when we're leveling gems too. So once you spot a party that looks like it's going to be good for you, just copy that and then paste it into your message in Path of Exile chat. They're going to invite you and you're ready to go. Alright, so we're almost done with the guide here. Only 2 sections left, but this one is the juiciest of them all, because I have an uber top secret tip for you guys that's going to make this whole process an absolute breeze that I don't think almost anyone is talking about. This section, we're going to talk about the process of being in a map and what you need to do besides being AFK, because there's a couple things that we can min-max to make you even more profit. There's 3 options. Option 1 is to simply open up your inventory, and at the bottom there, you're going to click on each gem to level it up as it levels up. And you're going to do this one by one. It's easier to do this via that inventory screen than just of clicking the gem levels up on the far right side of your screen. That's not good. You don't want to do that. Use your inventory screen. You're going to be clicking for a good 2 minutes straight when you first level them up from level 1 with how fast the gems level up. So kind of keep that in mind. Once they get to like 16 though, it definitely slows down and there's a lot more AFK time. For option 2, you can actually use an auto clicker, and we're going to put your mouse over that little level up gem spot, and we're going to click away and level up the gems. Don't use a turbo macro or anything like that, just kind of a basic click macro that, like, I don't know, every 0.5 seconds or something, and we're going to toggle it on, and then it's going to be toggled on indefinitely until you retoggle it to turn it off. So if you have something like that, you can use that. That is safe with GGG. That is only a click, a single click. It is all good. Don't worry about that. But yeah, this is a pretty smooth method. You can pretty much AFK the entire run until you have to swap all those level 20 gems out for new ones. But option 3 is the top secret, classified option that is actually crazy. We're going to be using a controller because controllers have an input function where you can auto level gems for you immediately. That means you not only can fully AFK these runs because you don't have to actually click anything, but on top of that, it is automatically leveling up anything, which means that there is 0 time in between gems leveling up, which means your gems level up way faster than using a keyboard and mouse. In my testing, I was leveling gems from 1 to 20 in about 1.8 runs on a host, advertising just kind of like a medium 10 kills per run, 10,000 kills per run. That's about 0.5 runs faster than mouse and keyboard for the same host. That might not sound like a lot, but over time, it can be full sets of level 20 gems faster than mouse and keyboard, which is crazy. So yeah, fully AFKing and you make more currency. Yes, please, sign me up. Now for a few pro controller tips, basically how you do this is you're going to press B when you're in your inventory, and that's going to click into an item. You're then going to press X, which is going to unsocket a gem once it hits level 20. You're going to unsocket all your gems, then you're going to go to your inventory with a full set of new gems, and once you have that, you're going to socket them in. And basically what you have to do is you just click it, and it's automatically going to find an open socket for you that has the right colors, and you just hit accept and it's going to automatically do it for you. Super fast and smooth, and honestly the whole controller experience is just really easy once you get used to it. 10 out of 10, I'm going to be doing this controller method going forward on all of my runs. Also, not sure if everybody knows this, but once you level your gem to level 20, what you're going to want to do is actually sell it to a vendor with a GCP. And it's going to go down to a level 1, but it's going to be a 20% quality gem. So you're going to actually re-level it back up to 20, and at that point, it's going to be a 20/20 gem. You're also going to mass sell these as well to make it a little bit faster, right? So you're going to have 20 GCPs, for example, and then 20 level 20 gems. We're going to throw all those in a vendor. You don't need to split up the GCPs or anything like that. Just put a full stack in there. We're going to vendor it, and it's going to pop out 20 level 1, 20% quality gems. That's why it actually takes 2 rounds of leveling to get the 20/20 from a free Lily purchased level 1 gem. Also, lastly here, while running these 5 ways, you can use incubators to take it to the next level for profits. What I did in my runs was actually, I just picked up the best ones from the floor after each run. Usually people don't pick these up. The best ones for doing this are the divination incubators. Those come out to like 6 chaos profit per incubator, which is pretty solid. The currency ones and the harbinger ones and the 6-link one as well, but that's a little bit rarer. As a little bonus here, I have adjusted my personal in-game loot filter to show these best incubators in like kind of like a soft orange color, so you know, hey, I gotta go pick that up right after this run because it's gonna get me some extra free currency. You're gonna sometimes have groups that just literally don't pick up these incubators, and they're all free for you. Just go pick it up, and literally you can make like 30 plus chaos a run just by picking up incubators and applying them to your gear as you level up. Pretty good, super easy to manage on the spot as well. Alright, cool. Now that you have a full inventory tab of max level and quality gems, let's list them. But first, we're going to slam them with Vol Orbs and hope we get some 21/20s and also level 6 20 Awakened Gems. Do make sure you 20% quality your awakened gems before slamming them, as it does add quite a bit of value. Also note that your D-leveled gems, so let's say if it goes down to 19, don't worry about that. You can actually put it back in your leveling rotation, and it's going to go back up to 20, no problem. But a small tip is never list more than one gem at a time of the same thing, right? So if you list a ton of gems and price them all at, let's say, 30 chaos, you're going to flood the market and accidentally adjust prices to go lower than you actually want. So let's say you have a spell echo. You're going to list that for 30 chaos. Just as an example, that's not what it's actually worth. You're going to list it for 30 chaos, and then you're going to put the other ones below it. Let's say you have like 15 of them. The other ones below it, you're not going to list those. And when you actually get a sale for that gem, we're actually not going to take that top one that we actually have listed for 30 chaos. We're going to take one of the bottom ones, like let's say one at the very bottom of that list, and we're going to trade that. And what that's going to do is basically just, it's going to make it to where we don't even have to relist it next time. Just saves you a little bit of time, easy peasy. That's pretty much it, guys. Kind of a lot to take in, but I did want to make it in-depth so y'all could really get a full picture of everything that you can do to maximize profit for these runs. Personally, I think it's crazy. You can level up all the way to level 100, all the while making 8 divines an hour in profit, and pretty much AFKing most of it. That's just crazy, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I hope this guide helps y'all out, and if it does, remember hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks, guys, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.